Does your hair feel like it's just one wrong move away from completely giving up? Well, listen up. The real problem might not be your fancy conditioner or your styling routine. It could be hiding right there on your bathroom counter. Yep, I'm talking about your hairbrush.
I mean, really think about it. Have you ever stopped to wonder if that brush you're using every single day is actually the cause of all that shedding and snapping? It's something we almost never consider, but today, we're going to get to the root of it.
Okay, before we even start talking about specific brushes, we gotta be clear on the mission. What does fragile hair actually need? It doesn't matter if it's from bleaching or getting older, or if your strands are just naturally fine. It all comes down to three things. Number one, gentle tension. Number two, even distribution of that pressure. And number three, and this is a big one, absolutely no snagging. Any brush that fails on these points, yeah, that's a hard pass.
And that leads us right to our main event. In the fight against breakage, there are really two big contenders that everyone talks about: natural boar bristles and synthetic nylon. They both claim to be gentle, but trust me, they go about it in totally different ways.
All right, first up in the ring, we've got the classic, the Boar bristle brush. This is the one you always hear about, right? It's positioned as this super gentle, almost luxury option for making your hair smooth and shiny.
And you know what? Experts totally back this up. Listen to what senior research analyst Stacy B says. For hair that's gotten a little finer or more delicate over time, a Boar bristle brush is like a gentle daily companion. I love that. A companion for your hair.
But here's the deal, there's a big trade-off with boar bristles. The pros? They're amazing. They're incredibly soft, a lot like our own hair's texture, and they do this incredible job of pulling your natural oils from your scalp down to the ends for this amazing shine. But the cons? That same softness that makes them so gentle also means they pretty much just glide right over any serious knots. So the big takeaway here is that Boar is for smoothing, not for detangling.
So who is this for? Well, if you've got fine, fragile, or thinning hair, especially if it's straight, a 100% Boar bristle brush is going to feel like an absolute dream. It'll smooth everything down, add that beautiful shine, and it won't cause extra breakage. But, and this is a big but, if you have any real thickness or texture to your hair, it's not going to cut it on its own.
Okay, let's move on to contender number 2, nylon. If Boar is the gentle, smoother, nylon is the tough detangler. This is the workhorse, the one that's designed to get right in there and tackle those tangles.
But wait a second, and this is super important. Not all nylon brushes are created equal, not even close. I love this quote from product analyst Mish Switch. She just nails it. She basically says, if your curls are fragile, don't even think about going near them with a stiff nylon brush when they're dry. It's all about finding something soft and flexible. With nylon, the design is everything.
And you can really see the two sides of the nylon coin here. The upside is it has the strength to actually penetrate thick or textured hair. It's an amazing detangler. The downside? A cheap, poorly made nylon brush can be really aggressive and just plain damaging. It all comes down to the quality and the design of the bristles themselves.
Okay, if you remember one thing about nylon brushes, let it be this. The absolute key to making them safe for fragile hair is looking for one of two things: either soft flex bristles or bristles with those little rounded ball tips on the end. Why? Because those features let the bristles bend and move with your hair instead of fighting against it. They gently work through knots instead of just ripping them apart.
All right, so we've got Boar, the gentle one. We've got nylon, the detangler. You're probably thinking, okay, I know which team I'm on. But hold up, because there's a plot twist. The bristle material, that's only part of the story.
No, seriously. The bristles are just one piece of the puzzle. Things like the base of the brush, the part the bristles are stuck into, are just as important when it comes to preventing breakage. You really have to look at the brush as a whole system.
And here's the best way to think about it. A cushioned, rubbery base on a brush acts like a shock absorber for your hair. It's brilliant, really. When the bristles hit a tough knot, the whole base gives a little. It flexes, and that absorbs the impact and spreads out the pressure, so you don't get that sudden harsh tug that just snaps fragile hair. It is a total game changer. And it's not just the cushioning. You also want to look for a few other things. See a brush with holes in the base? That's a vented base, and it's great for reducing friction, especially if you're blow drying. Also, look at how far apart the bristles are. Widely spaced bristles are your friend because they don't let knots get trapped and snagged. It's all these little details working together that protect your hair.
So, we've looked at the bristles and the construction. Now, let's put it all together and give you a clear, actionable verdict to help you find your perfect brush match.
Okay, this chart right here is your cheat sheet. Let's break it down. If your hair is on the fine and fragile side, you're going to lean towards that 100% soft boar bristle for smoothing. If you're somewhere in the middle, medium thickness but still fragile, a good nylon brush with those soft tips is your best bet. And if your hair is thick, curly, and fragile, you need the detangling power of nylon, but you absolutely have to pair it with that cushioned, shock-absorbing base. Just find your hair type on the list, and there's your answer.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. I love this quote from Ed Shears at HairBrushy.com. He says, "The answer isn't brushing less, it's brushing smarter." That's it right there. If you're dealing with breakage, you don't have to be scared of your hairbrush. You just need to make sure you have the right one for the job.
So, now that you know the difference, what's it going to be for you? Are you Team Boar, all about that gentle smoothing and shine? Or are you on Team Smart Nylon, ready for some serious detangling without the damage? The choice is yours. But remember, getting this right isn't just about buying a new brush. It's an investment in your hair's future.